What's up, everybody? Jesse Burdick here for powerlifting.com and the Morning After Mobility series. We are on episode 19, I believe. 19 or 20. Can't remember. It'll be in the title. Don't worry. And today is the Kilo Quad Smasharoo. What this is something that we've been doing for a long time. You know, using some sort of weighted device, bar, etc., and just smashing the hell out of ourselves, smashing the hell out of our quads. The thing that's special about kilos is that they're very thin. Can you guys see? So this is actually thinner than a lot of the metal 45 plates that are out there. And this is a 55-pound plate because it's 25 kilos. And it's about 3 or 4 times skinnier than any of the a lot of the rubber ones that are out there as well, whether they be kilo or pounds. So what that means is this is going to be very spot specific. This is going to be one that's going to be kind of tough for me to talk through because it's going to be painful, even just kind of putting it on, no matter what condition you're in. So here we go. Find a bench, some sort of flat surface. Obviously, if you don't have kilos, I'm not going to force you to go out there and get them, but find something that's skinnier than, or the skinniest thing that you have, and really work to get something even skinnier if you can. The heavier the better, because the more it's going to kind of sink into you and be very, very spot specific. So that's why kilo plates are beautiful. Plus they're pretty and colorful. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of put it on ourselves. We're just going to do wheels on the bus, back and forth. Something to watch for, make sure that someone's toe isn't externally rotated. Make sure it's neutral or even turned in. That way, we're going to get a lot more purchase, a lot more to do on this quad and kind of get in there, opposed to it rolling over to kind of no man's land. This is going to be the real, something that we want a big, meaty muscle for, and that's why the quad is just so good for this. So again, not only are we going back and forth, but we're also going to go kind of up and down this way as well. And you're just going to find spots that you just roll over and you kind of go, and you kind of surprise yourself because you're like, oh my God, what bone was that? And you're like, no, that wasn't a bone. That's actually how tight your quad is, and you can't even keep something pinned down. And it's like a speed bump that you just continuously roll over. So shame on you, but it happens to everybody. So something to be kind of aware of. You know, you don't want to put this right on your knee. You need to make sure that it's above your knee. You can get close to it, and that's fine, but realize that there's a lot of tendon and everything down here. Tendons aren't going to roll extremely well. We want to kind of get this up into the meat of our leg, preferably about like almost 3/4 of the way up. You're really going to find some stuff that makes you start sweating and speaking in different languages that you didn't even know, saying words that don't exist. And you just kind of keep going from there and kind of go from as low down as you're comfortable with to all the way up. I like using a bench that'll keep your legs straight, so it keeps it can allow your quad to relax as much as you can. If it's bent, if it's down, or if it's off of a box or whatever, it's going to be a little bit tense. So try and keep it as relaxed as you can, because it's going to be hard to do this in general. As you can see, I'm kind of going way over, trying to get the extreme kind of lateral side of my quad, almost right to where IT band starts to come into play, and that's where you're going to find some real magic. Just kind of digging in there and etc. If you find a really hot spot, take a breath. Let's kind of leave it where it is. Hopefully it'll start to depress into the musculature and start to release itself eventually. You're probably not going to be able to hold it for too long, but try and keep it on there as much as you can. Something else that I like to do is get it really high, almost into the kind of the crease of your hip. And this actually worked for one of the chiropractors here at the gym, really complaining about his own lower back. And I was like, man, everything that he said, you know, he'd done like a bunch of box jumps and a bunch of squats, and I was like, I bet your quad is just ridiculous. So I made him do this, and man, what a difference it made. Had him go super, super high up into the hip, almost so much that it's actually turned here, if you guys can see that. And just had him kind of give it a hug and kind of lean on it and dig back and forth. Go back and forth just like this. You have a lot of tendons and a lot of just stuff, so to speak. I'm forgetting how to talk here as well. That's kind of going right into that hip crease. That's trying to cross our hip right there. A bunch of tendons, but a bunch of musculature, adductor, our quads, a little bit of hip flexor coming in there, and it's really painful. And there's also a lot of nerve innervation there. So this is something that can help release a lot of pressure off of a lot of spots. And if you can kind of find a couple of spots and just kind of give the kilo plate a hug and kind of lean into it, sweating, it'll really, it'll do you good. So nuts and bolts again, some sort of a bench so you can kind of keep your legs straight. Whew. The skinniest plate that you can, if you are lucky enough to have some kilo plates, the heaviest one that you can. I like the 25s, even though there are some 50s out there. 50s start to get into the position of what a normal 45-pound plate would. Something really skinny. Realize it is very spot specific, so be careful of where you're putting it and be patient. Work your way up. You know, a good session here is gonna last you. It's gonna feel like it lasts about 2 days, but it's really only about 5 to 7 minutes. I've been talking for about 7.5 here, and the plate's probably been on me for like 4. So a good 5-minute session is really gonna go a long way and really kind of take care of a lot of the musculature that you use every day and a lot of the stuff that just doesn't get enough pressure as it normally needs to, or as it does need to kind of release some of the evil that you've put in it by being active. So that's what you need. This is something that I think you can repeat and do pretty often. You're not going to want to, but I mean, if you can commit to do this two times a week, you know, you will feel a lot of release and start to move better really, really quickly. You guys got to remember that some of the stuff that hurts the most is going to give you the biggest return. You know, you oftentimes it's not the acute injuries that are going to really bother us and catch up. It's going to be the chronic ones. And now by chronic, I don't mean you keep smashing your face into the wall and busting open your eyebrow. It's just that little pounding that you never really end up taking care of, and that's what we all experience, and that's what all this is really trying to take care of. We're trying to get ahead of this stuff, and you never realize how bad it is until you really put some pressure on it and see what it's made of, and you find out that you need that pressure. You have to kind of go to that place of pain because you're willing to go to that place when you're working out. So you should be able to go to that place when you recover. So take that for what it's worth, but it's my opinion. Again, you know, good 5, 8, 10 minutes, even if you can hack it, gonna go a long way. Always realize that there's a point of no return. If you end up with, you know, bruises on your thighs or something, you probably overdid it, so do less next time. If you do have a bruise on your thigh, don't put this on that bruise. That's not the best idea. So I think we've covered all of our bases here. Something, you know, that's gonna be very, very effective over a long period of time and over a short period of time. Something easily to kind of add into your regimen. 5 minutes each leg really goes a long way. So hope you enjoyed that. Hope you'll enjoy this as much as you can enjoy something like this. I wish you guys good luck, and we'll see you next time.